We are going back to another episode of HardFoul Radio. It is our first time in the afternoon in a while. I had some issues this morning, was not able to record this morning, but we obviously had to go live. It is the day after the NBA Finals. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I want to be clear here. I'm going to give you two parts of how I feel about the Oklahoma City Thunder. There is the part that we start with, which is congratulations, and yes, more congratulations. What the Oklahoma City Thunder just did is incredibly difficult. The second youngest team to ever win a title. SGA just put together one of the most amazing on-paper seasons that you're ever going to see. MVP, a scoring title, Finals MVP, a championship. It was amazing. To do it with this team so young, which a lot of the criticisms about how people are saying how they played are the results of young teams. But most young teams don't win championships. Yes, did Jalen Williams have a 40-point game and then also a minus 40 plus minus? Welcome to young players. Did Chet Holmgren disappear for stretches of the finals? Yes. Again, welcome to young players. When it comes to how young players perform, whether it's in basketball or just in life, they're inconsistent. There's issues. There's things that they should do better, and we can tell them to do better. But you ever tried to tell a young 20-year-old what to do? See how well that goes for you. SGA, the MVP, Sam Presti, the general manager who constructed this amazing roster, Mark Daigneault, the ability to coach such a very young team to this point. The league's full of young teams. The league's full of guys doing stupid stuff. They don't win championships. There's leagues full of guys disappearing for games on stretch. Those teams don't win titles. They don't. That's just the reality of it. 68 win regular season. A plus 12, almost plus 12, plus minus in terms of point differential of how they beat the opponent. This team is amazing. This team 1,000% deserved its championship. This team, its MVP, its coach, its roster construction, the way it played defense, everybody's been saying for years, the league's too soft. Guys can't even play defense anymore. We're calling fouls on everything. The Oklahoma City Thunder played how all of you that like to chirp up and talk about these things, that's how you'd want to see a team in the finals play. You'd want to see them be physical. You'd want to see them play extreme defense. You'd want to see their MVP hitting mid-range jump shots, not just everybody shooting threes. Not once did I hear someone say, you know what, the Thunder taking way too many threes, the Pacers taking way too many threes. This was a hard-fought, amazing series. And, again, I'm going to get to it in a second here. But the Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely demand three things. Our respect, this being the second youngest team to ever win a title. Do you know how incredibly hard that is? The best defense maybe since Chauncey's Pistons, and they don't just play defense for the first quarter or play defense for the second quarter. No, they are throwing guys at you. They are harassing, playing full court and large numbers. Every single time Indiana got the ball, it looked hard. It looked like it was tough to get the ball past half court. And while unfortunately, dude, besides take out the injury part during Game 7, when Halliburton wasn't on the ball, it was extremely hard to get the ball past half court. There were multiple steals, turnovers, which led to layups, dunks, transition threes, because Indiana simply could not get into their offense. They could not get the ball past half court. So how young they were to be able to get them to buy into defense. And let's not forget this. And we should champion this. This team won 22 games 3 years ago. Small market. Their stars, Paul George, Russ Westbrook, they had to trade away. Won 22 games. How many other teams have we seen after trading away their star players, being in a small market, not feeling like you're ever going to get the true return on investment for trading a star like Russ in his prime or PG in his prime? They had SGA and a bunch of draft picks. 3 years later, they're NBA champions. The Mavericks, who we feel like are in a better position. Are we going to look up in 3 years after trading Luka Doncic and say, oh, they're going to be NBA champs in 3 years? My Pelicans have traded 2 generational superstars. Where's the championships? So congratulate OKC for what they did on an amazing season, an amazing performance, and how incredibly dominant they were start to finish. This wasn't just, oh, we got hot at the right time, or oh, we caught this break. And don't give me the injury stuff. Injuries happen every single playoffs. These guys are playing a lot of basketball. A lot of these guys are on games 80, 90, 100. There's always going to be injuries. You can always put an asterisk. You know who doesn't put the asterisk? The team that wins. The champions. The teams that lose. The teams that feel like, we were so close, but just didn't quite get it. Those are the ones who want to put asterisks, otherwise known as excuses. Now, with that being said, let me tell you what I am skeptical about with OKC. And that is the idea that this is just going to be this great every single year. There is a very, very good chance this is their only title. Now, the people that have been championing OKC since the start of the season or the preseason because of the roster, because of SGA, because of all these other factors, and, they had a great season last year. They felt like they're even better this year. This might be their best season. I don't think we should be horribly shocked if it is. Let's start with the regular season. OKC might not ever win with this current roster, this assortment of players, might not ever win 68 games again. It's a lot of games to win in the regular season, and most of the time when a team is super locked in the regular season, it's because they don't have the playoff experience, and they don't have the playoff memories, for lack of a better wording, to go, oh, this is what I really want. They want to go out there and win every single night because all those games feel like they're important. All those games feel like they're massive. Once you win a title, have a deep playoff run, you start to differentiate in your own head. Well, these games are important, but they're not quite as important as these ones. Well, these games mean a lot, but they don't mean quite as much to this one. Let's also remember, and I say this not as a criticism of OKC, but I say this almost as a criticism of fan bases everywhere. The last several NBA champions, we have 7 consecutive champs, 7 consecutive different NBA champions. And they're all pretty explainable. Toronto had Kawhi for 1 year, got his title, he left. The Lakers, LeBron, AD, during their honeymoon phase when they first got together, took the league by storm. The Warriors, it's the end of a dynasty championship. The Celtics, who were in almost the same position OKC was, where it was this amazing roster top to bottom. Jokic, Giannis, both got titles, the 2 best players in the league by most accounts. And yet none of them repeated. Not Jokic, not Giannis, not LeBron, not Kawhi. None of them repeated. It's hard to repeat. It's really hard. Listen, I've said this more times than I can count. The top 10 in the NBA, we can have disagreements on order. We can have disagreements on, who's 2, who's 6, who's 1, who's 2. That's obviously hotly contested. But you know what they all have for the guys that we unanimously put in the top 10? Jordan has 6 rings. Kobe and Duncan have 5 rings. LeBron and Curry have 4 rings. Shaq has 3. The guys who win multiple, who win 3, 4, 5+ championships, those are the greatest the game has ever seen. And it takes that level of player, athlete, commitment, coaching in a lot of aspects to get to that point. It's not demeaning or criminal or rude or poor taste to say SGA is not Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan. Those are the greatest we've ever seen in the sport. So if I say, well, he's not that, and historically it's been proven you need that if you want to go on a dynasty type run, I think the world of Jokic. I think you asked me, forget the resumes, just who's the 10 best players you've ever watched play the game of basketball? Jokic probably makes my top 10. He's got 1 title. Giannis makes my top 15. 1 title. So let's stop acting like it's so rude and offensive to say OKC is only winning 1 title. Houston just traded for Durant. The Spurs have Wemby, and we'll see where they go. The Celtics at some point will get Jason Tatum back. The Cavs, who knows? Like, there's other great teams. The Mavs are about to have Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, and potentially Kyrie by the end of the season. Like, there's a lot of combinations and pieces here that could turn this into a, oh yeah, there's other teams that are going to compete for titles. And let's not forget the second apron and the fact that it's Oklahoma City. Is Oklahoma City ownership? Like, we all think Chet and J-Dub are going to get signed. Cool. Lou Dort costs money. Caruso costs money. The other Jalen Williams is going to cost money. Like, this is not going to be the same team. And yes, Sam Presti is drafted amazingly. But Sam Presti's always drafted amazingly. Sam Presti's always put amazing talent on the court. 1 title. So OKC deserves the hell out of respect for what they did this year. But I'm not going to commit and say, oh, this is for sure going to be a dynasty now because look at all their pieces. I've seen it before.